how can a Christian date intentionally in the Christian way without messing up, and they end up having a successful and a happy marriage after their dating? Welcome to our channel, The Ntulumes, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe so you don't have to miss any kind of content that is Christian related, in line with relationships, family, and marriage. So, Bay, how do you think a Christian should date? Or how should a Christian girl and a Christian boy relate when they are still dating?
First of all, before you start thinking of you want to go into a very serious relationship with someone, there are certain things that you have to put right yourself. You have to put right with yourself.
Okay.
Yes, and if your intention is to get married, you're not dating for fun. You're dating your intention is to get married. You have to first work on yourself. How do you work on yourself? Look through your family background, see whether there are some bondages that might hinder, your relationships or your dating period. Because sometimes you may get someone, that person maybe has good intentions about you, but all of a sudden, they go mute on you, like they ghost you, and it happens it becomes like a cycle. You never settle in a relationship. You're always from one relationship to another without even you doing anything to this particular individual. They decide, to, end the relationship. Call it quits. So sometimes you have to look through your family background. Are there some bondages you need to break before you venture into, a relationship? So you might find that in your family, maybe people are harboring with a challenge of not getting married. They never get married.
Having kids while they're still in their parents' house.
Yes. Most of them never settle in a relationship, or they are, sorry to say, but a lot of single parents, who have not, been in a successful marriage. So if you notice such a pattern in your family, that is one thing you have to, work on.
Pray against.
Pray against it. Break that bondage, so that it doesn't follow you in your relationship. So that it doesn't follow you in your relationships, because you might find when you have no problem, but the problem is the family.
You have some family ties,
bondages.
Family bondages.
Yeah, that are tying you not to have a successful relationship. The other thing you are supposed to do before you venture into a relationship, work on your character.
Before you go into a relationship leading to marriage.
Yes. Yeah. Work on your character. Are you this kind of person who is so bitter? Have you found people who are so bitter about men? They speak trash about men. Men are this, men are that, men this. They have childhood trauma about men. They are harboring a lot of anger towards men, probably because of maybe what the male figures in their lives did to them before. So they are having all that baggage in them, and they have not worked on freeing themselves from that. So if you have such a thing within you, even if you go into another relationship, that relationship will not fix that. You're supposed to fix that before yourself. Before you bring another party into your life. Actually,
that is very key. Most people, when they go into a relationship, they tend to keep on blaming the other person for the things going wrong in a relationship. And then there is one thing that they forget, that perhaps they themselves, they need to work on something. Maybe the reaction of the other person is caused by how these people are actually behaving, So it's very key to work on your character. If you don't work on your character, no one is going to work on your character for you, Because if you don't have a built-up character ready to go into a serious relationship, trust me, you're going to end up in a breakup because no one wants to go into a lifetime commitment with someone who is half-baked, you know. No one wants to carry that burden because they are also still dealing with themselves. So they don't want to deal with another person, you know. Something like that.
Oh, yes. So after working on your, family background ties and breaking them, then working on your character and attitude towards that opposite gender, the next thing then is praying to God to give you that right person, and then you start the process of dating. So my husband is going to take us through how you can, date in a Christian way.
Yeah. I feel dating in a Christian way, it's first of all having clear boundaries, like healthy boundaries. Because when you're dating with Christians, one of the key things is to keep yourselves pure. To keep yourselves pure, like avoid fornication, because you're intending to have all things done the right way. So how is that going to become a reality, or how is it going to be achieved? You need to establish boundaries, clear boundaries. Like you shouldn't be, for instance, if you're out, you need to be in open places, something like that. And also maybe you can carry your friend along even when you're going for an outing for a date or something like that. And also make sure you always go back home and you avoid maybe sleeping over if you're still living with your parents. These are really hard and tough things to do. But if you're intentional, you can achieve them. Because here is the thing. The moment you go ahead and you bleach the boundaries, in one way or the other, it's going to ruin your relationship. Because I've had so many cases, girls complaining, after he slept with me, he lost interest in me, So that means they maybe bleached the boundaries. I don't know. I don't want to judge on that one. But I feel the issue of boundaries is very, very key. So that's one of the things I
also feel like someone who has the intentions of marrying you, they won't rush into wanting to sleep with you, because like they know they are going to spend the rest of their lives with you. So one way or the other, it will happen when they marry you. So if someone is putting you on pressure, oh, come and visit me, oh, I want to sleep with you, then maybe that's all they need from you. So after getting it, I believe they can't stay.
And you will not be of value anymore, because you've, after all, handed over what they have been wanting from you.
Oh, yes.
Then another way I would think a Christian boy and girl can date towards marriage is getting themselves soaked in the Lord, like praying together, reading the word together and share what the word is talking to them, the word of God. That is very, very key. Going into the presence of God as a young man and woman is very important. Another thing that I would say these people would do when they're still dating is to get to love or get to know their different friends. Like your friends, I get to know your friends. You introduce to me your friends. You introduce to me, I introduce to you my friends, like the friends of each camp come into come together, get to know each other.
Kind of like accountability.
A little bit of that. And also I can get to know a little bit about you, because our friends, we have say a lot about us. The quality of friends I have, they say a lot about me. So when you get to know my friends, you can get to know this guy. If he has this kind of friends, I need to think twice. Or if he has this kind of friends, I think I'm on the right track. So get to know each other's friends. It's very, very important. They're also going to help you keep accountable, and they're also going to help you get comfortable with this person, because by the time someone opens up their other relationships with you, it means they're really serious with you. So that's very key.
Yeah, if you are a young lady out there and you're dating this gentleman and he has never introduced you to any of his friends, never introduced you to his circles, run for your life.
What are they hiding?
He's hiding a lot of things that he doesn't want you to discover, or perhaps he's not serious with you and doesn't want his circles to get to know about you.
Yeah. And also, another thing I would encourage people to do when they are still in the dating process, talk about the future.
Oh, yes.
You're telling me you want to marry me, but you're not painting for me a picture of where you want us to be, you know?
Or when they're painting a picture of their future, you're not in it.
You're not in the picture.
Not in the picture.
So get to know the picture. We are dating. We want to be together for eternity. But I don't know how the eternity is going to be like, yet you're promising me that you're going to take me there. So give me a snapshot of where you're taking me.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because it's very good to have a vision. The Bible talks about vision, that without vision, people do what?
Perish.
People perish. Yeah. I don't know. So you need to have a vision, you know. So share your dreams, and that is very, very key. And you can even start planning. Talk about how many kids do you think we shall have? Where do you think we shall build our house? Don't be scared to talk about these big things. Because sometimes when you get into the marriage, life is going to get too busy and you're never going to have time to sit down and talk about them.
Yeah.
But if you talked about them before, when the time comes to do them, it's going to become so easy. Yeah. Because you already have a template.
And you won't even clash because you already, by the time you decided to settle with this person, you know that, you can align with what they believe in, and your
visions are in alignment. You know, me, that's what I would say about Christian dating. I don't know what you would say about that.
Yeah, the things that you've talked about are very, very key, because without them, usually you end up messing or end up, doing very bad mistakes, mostly on the point of gathering in public spaces. It's very very key when you're dating like in a Christian way, because there are temptations that will come if you are confined in secret dark places, maybe alone in your house or in the guy's home or in the lady's home. It's only the two of you. The temptations will be high, because we are human beings, we are in flesh, so you can't say that, I'm a Christian,
I'm strong enough.
I'll resist the temptation.
Give
the Bible.
No space to the devil.
Yeah, you shouldn't give any space, to the devil. And also that point of the introducing your partner to your friends, to your peers, to
even some of your brothers, sisters.
Because I remember my husband used to take me to his family members. They got to know about me before we even started the marriage preparations. So that gives you confidence that this gentleman is really intentional,
serious with me,
serious about this relationship. Whenever they could invite him to parties, imagine he was single, but they could invite him for a party, and then they give him an allowance of +1, and then the +1 would be me. So if for me, I believe if you're a lady and you're dating this gentleman, and this gentleman is very serious about you, he will always have the yearning to introduce you to his friends. He would yearn to take you everywhere with him, because it's still burning. So if he's not yearning when you're still in the dating process, then
my dear,
you have
think twice. Twice. So I guess basically, what do you think about Christian dating, and how do you think a Christian boy and girl can date? You can let us know in the comment section. Perhaps we have missed out a point that can be really, really, really helpful, So you can tell us, or maybe tell us, how did you date with your man? How did you date with your lady when you were still dating? So we can help the next generation of people who are getting married to do things the right way, so they don't make so many mistakes which might cost them the most beautiful thing that can ever happen to them, which is marriage. So we thank you for watching. We remain Dentulumes, and we are here to spread the good news of marriage, because God intended marriage to happen, and it's a good idea. Let no one lie to you that marriage is bad, because everything God created, the Bible says that after creation, he looked and he saw that all things he created were beautiful, So everything God creates is beautiful. So if someone says it's bad, that person is the problem. It's not the thing God created. So you question the person who's saying it's bad, right? Because all God makes is beautiful. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, leave a comment, and you can hit that thumbs up button so we can get recognized and it helps our channel to grow. Thank you so much. See you in our next video. Bye-bye.
Bye.